Okay, so why is futsal good for kids, and why is futsal a good version of soccer to play? Well, first of all, you can look it up on Wikipedia and learn a bit about it. There's a picture here of it, and you can see that they're playing on a flat surface with a smaller ball, and there are no walls to bounce the ball off of. And you read that from the rules too. The other thing is that the size of the pitch is about the same as a basketball court, so there are an awful lot of basketball courts in gymnasiums that if people could get organized around playing futsal, people could play at. And you actually see here in Tokyo that they have a futsal court on top of a building next to a restaurant, and people play futsal there a great deal. Um, but for our purposes, we're interested in why futsal is good for kids. And one of the biggest things is that because the walls are out and the ball does not bounce as much, it really rewards players who have a good touch with the ball and develop a good touch. And one of the other great things about it is that you get lots of opportunities to be on the ball. You can play it 5-on-5 or 6-on-6 or something like that. And the ball's not bouncing around crazily. And so here is an example of a somewhat famous futsal player um, named Ronaldinho. And this is when he's young and when he's older, and you can actually see that a lot of his skills that you see skillful players like him have started in futsal. And he'll tell you the same if you read some of his interviews. Alright, well, you get the point. Um, oh yeah, and here's the rooftop thing. It's interesting to note that players who have very good control and are speedy, hardworking, good at passing and controlling the ball. Several of them have come from Japan and Korea and are playing in the English Premier League. And it's not a coincidence that those players are in those positions. And curiously, players from the United States are not, generally because U.S. players have not had as much exposure to futsal and other I don't know, games where you have to exert better control. And so here's a great example of very good control, and you'll notice that their field is quite smooth and flat. The ball is staying on the ground for the most part, and um, it's fast-paced, one-touch sort of thing, and this is not bouncing around crazy, running and shooting. This is the core of soccer, formed here by Barcelona in their warm-up. All right, you get the point. And of course, Barcelona has a futsal team, as do lots of major clubs in Europe and South America, where many of the best players come from. And interestingly enough, right now is on ESPN3, the FIFA Futsal World Cup is happening, and you can see here is a pitch, and there's no walls. Once again, a small goal. And there's a net, hard to see net here, back here for the shots that they take that go up behind. But otherwise, there's very little circumstance where the ball goes far out of bounds. And actually, you can see there are several great examples of futsal performances. And we'll watch this one right here. This is Russia versus the Solomon Island, and Russia is a much better team than the Solomon Island. And some of the rules of futsal are demonstrated here. One is that the keeper can only hold the ball for 4 seconds or control the ball. I think it even counts for feet. I think they want to get the ball moving and away from the goalie to keep things moving along. But we can watch that. So he rolls out into play. And then the Russians get the ball back, and in very short order, they put together some nice passes and get yet another goal. Oh, there was a foul. Well, that's the other thing. It gets a yellow card for a relatively minor touch. Futsal is less contact than normal football, soccer, and so it's safer, I think, for kids to play. Partly because it's on a hard surface, and also just because it doesn't you don't have to be running at as much speed. It's a smaller pitch. But here we go. They'll get their goal in a second here. You can see that the ball doesn't bounce all around, stays relatively close to the ground. Here we go. Boop. Nice passing. Um, all right. Yeah, there's lots of videos of futsal examples. Falcao is a very skilled player, and there's some cool demonstrations of skills that he's developed that you can look up on 442. So anyways, do I have anything left? Oh yeah, and then they have articles about how can improve the skills of teams and stuff like that. But I think to kind of return to the main point is that futsal is not only the game is really good for kids learning skills and getting more touches on the ball, it's also a lot better than other types of indoor because if we can get gyms around here opened up for playing futsal, then there'd be a lot less driving and a lot more soccer, which itself would be very nice. So anyways, that's it.